Vanakkam, Namaste, Surswagatam, Namaskara, Sat Sri Akal, Namaskar, Adab, Salam Walaikum, Khemcho Khamagani, and a very, very good morning to our speakers, delegates, our partners, representatives of MSME ecosystem. A very warm welcome to the ET Make in India MSME Regional Summit, an Economic Times initiative to enable future-ready MSMEs to power the India at 100 vision. On behalf of the Economic Times, I'm very excited to welcome you all today to the Chennai edition of the ET MSME Regional Summit. Following the success of the Ahmedabad edition last month, today we have gathered here in Chennai to delve into the thriving Tamil Nadu MSME ecosystem. With around 5 million MSMEs that contribute to about 9% of the country's GDP, Tamil Nadu today has established itself as the state with the third largest number of MSMEs. So please give ourselves a round of applause for this wonderful, beautiful, important achievement that we have done. It is also the third largest export market in the country and the hub for domestic manufacturing in key industries. Today's event, therefore, serves as an important platform to celebrate the achievements of MSMEs in Tamil Nadu. We also want to provide opportunities for knowledge sharing, networking, learning, and upskilling to enable the rise of globally competitive and future-ready MSMEs from the state. The Chennai edition of the ET Make in India MSME Regional Summit is brought to you by economictimes.com in partnership with Adobe and Karur Vyasa Bank as gold partners, MCX as awareness partner, and the Park Chennai as our hospitality partner. Once again, a very warm welcome to all our speakers, the audience, and our partners. Join us as we delve into insightful discussions, masterclasses, and talks all through this morning to celebrate success stories and explore future growth levers for the MSMEs of the state. And with that, it's my honor to invite on stage our keynote speaker. Please put your hands together for Ms. Grace Pachuau, the Additional Commissioner of Industries and Commerce and Executive Director, FAME TN, Government of Tamil Nadu, who will be delivering the keynote address on the theme of building future-ready MSMEs in Tamil Nadu to power the India at 100 vision. A very warm welcome, Ms. Grace, onto the podium.
Hello, very good morning to all who have gathered here. And I'm extremely pleased to be able to participate in this summit organized in association with Economic Times. So as our host has given us a very rich introduction about MSMEs, particularly in the state of Tamil Nadu. So we have about 5 to 6 million MSMEs in the state, which is the third highest in the country after Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. And our MSME is very strong traditionally in sectors like heavy engineering, automobiles, textiles. But in recent years, we are also showing development of many other sunrise sectors such as EV, aerospace and defense, fintech, and even SaaS. As you would have known, Chennai is now called the SaaS capital of the country, and we have a lot of SaaS companies which have gone on to become unicorns as well in the past couple of years. So the state has a thriving and vibrant MSME ecosystem, and the role of our department, the Industries and Commerce Department, along with another organization called FAME TN, it's called Facilitating MSMEs of Tamil Nadu. This is a new body that we constituted in 2019. Which functions directly under the control of the Department of Industries and Commerce. The Industries Commissioner is the Managing Director of FAME TN, and I, the Additional Commissioner, I am the Executive Director. So FAME TN does what you must have heard, what Guidance Bureau for the large industries department does. So FAME TN is what we can say, FAME TN is to MSMEs what guidance is for the larger industries. So at FAME, we are continuously working to support and facilitate the growth and development of MSMEs throughout Tamil Nadu. And one of the things that we are doing is creation of an industrial database. So as we have reiterated, we have a huge number of MSMEs in the state, about 5 to 6 million. But the problem is that there is no exhaustive database which exists for the MSMEs in the state. So we do know that they are spread all across the country, all across the state. There are so many sectors of MSMEs. So we are in the process of creating an industrial database so that we will be able to get a better idea and understanding of the MSMEs in the state, what all sectors they are engaged in, what is their geographical spread, what is their location, what is their machinery, all of those things. So this is a very big exercise which might take a couple of years, but we are already in the process of collecting and collating data that is already existing in various databases of both the central government and the state government. So we have gotten data from the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. We got data from GST as well, GST filings, and also our department is the first department to sign an MOU with the MSME Ministry Government of India so that we are able to get certain data from ODM registration. I think everybody here is aware of ODM registration, that if you're an MSME, you register on the ODM platform maintained by Government of India so that you can avail the various schemes and subsidies that are given by both the Government of India and the Tamil Nadu government for MSMEs. So we are in the process of collecting and collating the data from all these various existing databases. And in addition to that, we are also in the process of deploying a field personnel. We are tying up with the Rural Development Department so that we can have people who will undertake a door-to-door survey. They will go to the field. They will go and verify which all MSMEs are there, what is their Aadhaar number, their PAN card, where is their factory or their industry located. So having this industrial database will help us in better policy making, in more effective decision making, and also for the purpose of targeted intervention and also effective identification of beneficiaries for our schemes and policies. And in addition to that, we are aware that MSMEs have a very big problem of access to credit. This is, I think, a big problem which plagues MSMEs not just in the state but across the country as well. So last year we signed an MOU with CGTMSE, Government of India. So we have rolled out our Tamil Nadu Credit Guarantee Scheme. This was done, this is currently on a pilot basis. It was launched by our Honorable CM in August of last year. So we have fine-tuned the existing CGTMSE. CGTMSE is this body which provides a guarantee coverage for collateral-free loans. For loans up to 2 crores. Now it has been enhanced to 5 crores. So in our Tamil Nadu Credit Guarantee Scheme, we have enhanced the coverage for up to 90% for loans up to 40 lakhs. So this is in its pilot scheme, and we are developing an end-to-end electronic portal for the same. And so far, under our pilot TNCGS, we have disbursed loans worth about 83 crores to about 20 MSMEs. We have tied up with 3 public sector banks, and our plan is to have more commercial banks and even NBFCs on board our Tamil Nadu Credit Guarantee Scheme. And secondly, we are also developing a credit score. Because again, MSMEs find it difficult to get access to credit from scheduled banks. Number one, because they do not have collateral, and secondly, also because most of them do not have credit history. Especially if you're a first-time entrepreneur and you've never been to a bank before, you've never taken a loan, it would be very difficult for the bank to access your credit worthiness. So this credit score is something that is also in the pipeline that we are developing, which will take into account various financial as well as non-financial parameters. And like I said, we are teaming with experts from IIM Ahmedabad as well. So this TNCGS and credit score will be working together in our integrated portal for easy facilitation of finances to all the MSMEs. And again, another thing that we are aware of is the issue of delayed payments to MSMEs. Like when MSMEs give out their goods and services to the buyers, they usually face a lot of problems in getting payment for their goods and services. So for this, we are also coming up with this TN TREDS platform. So TREDS platform stands for Trade Receivables Discounting System. It is basically an online invoice discounting platform. As of now, throughout the country, there are three major players, RXIL, InvoiceMart, and M1 Exchange. We have partnered with one of them to develop our own TN TREDS portal. So far, we have onboarded about 88 PSUs and government corporations, and we have discounted invoices of over 383 crores till now. So this TREDS platform is very good because when any kind of a purchase for goods or services is done, the invoice is uploaded online. There are various financiers who bid on that invoice, so that payment gets credited to the MSME seller within a very short period of time, ideally within 48 hours. So this addresses the problem of working capital, which I think is a big problem for a lot of MSMEs. So that is something that we are doing. It took a lot of effort for the PSUs and the various government organizations to get on board the TREDS platform. It is a work in progress. So these are the major things that we are doing in order to address this problem of credit facilitation and delay in payments. And another area that we're working on is also marketing for MSMEs, both in the digital space as well as the physical marketing. In terms of physical marketing, our department, we organize a lot of vendor development programs in partnership with various associations and trade bodies. We also reach out to, we have started reaching out to international markets, like through the high commissions and the consulates as well. And apart from this, digital marketing is something that we have also been doing for a couple of years. We have signed MOUs with ONDC, Open Network for Digital Commerce. We have an MOU with Flipkart, Walmart. So for the past 2 years, we've been conducting various workshops for onboarding the MSMEs and entrepreneurs all across the districts of Tamil Nadu. So this is an ongoing process as well. And a lot of MSMEs and have also have gotten on board to these digital platforms and are carrying on transactions as well, and of course increasing their market scope. And thirdly, another thing we're doing is also moving towards digitization. This is very important. As of now, all of our schemes and subsidies are applied online, but sometimes, you know, some kind of manual intervention is also required, and we're trying to completely eliminate this process of manual intervention and make everything, you know, end-to-end electronic, so as to ensure greater transparency, accountability, and ease of access for people. Also, we are also making active efforts to move towards Industry 4.0 as well. We've partnered with various big companies, the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce and all, to organize Industry 4.0 workshops as well. We also arranged some field visits for the MSMEs to the companies who have already adopted Industry 4.0, so that they can learn from these field experiences as well. So these are some of the things that we are also doing towards digitization. And another thing that we're doing is also the single window portal. If I don't know if you're aware of the single window portal, this is managed by Guidance Bureau, but we are also actively partnering with Guidance in order to popularize the single window portal, because this is a very important portal wherein any MSMEs, entrepreneurs, if large companies, you wish to start your business in the state of Tamil Nadu, you can apply online through the combined application form, where you need not go running from pillar to post to government offices. It is a completely paperless thing where you can apply for all your clearances and compliances across about 20 line departments. As of now, single window portal accepts applications for over 150 different kinds of clearances, from like pollution control board to the labor department and a host of different departments. So in our office, we have a dedicated single window portal team as well, so that anytime an MSME applies for any of the clearances across the various line departments, and if there is any issue with their application. If it is pending across any line departments, they can come and contact us. We have a dedicated team in our office so that we can follow up with the respective line departments as well. And last but not least, we think that it is very important for our department to not work in silos, but to team up with the various other government departments and agencies, trade bodies and organizations like Mr. Mariappan here is there, TANSTIA. We keep working with TANSTIA. We work with CII as well, NSIC, MSME, DFO, along with various other academia partnerships. So trade bodies, associations, all of these are very important stakeholders in the entire MSME ecosystem. So I would encourage any one of you who is willing to give your feedback, to work with us, to partner with us. You are more than welcome. And I would also like to talk about, lastly, our sponsorship policy. We have a sponsorship policy wherein any of the MSMEs who have ODM registration, if they wish to attend any exhibitions or buyer seller meets, not just across India but internationally as well, we do provide reimbursement for their air travel, their hotel accommodation, and the cost of their stalls as well. This is based on various factors like whether the MSME is a micro, small or medium enterprise, whether the entrepreneur belongs to a special category and so on. So we provide reimbursement up to ranging from 50 to 100% of the cost incurred. So if you attend any of the exhibitions or buyer seller meets in the country as well as internationally, you can come and approach us submitting all your relevant documents, and we can reimburse you as per our sponsorship policy as well. So this is one of our initiatives in order to encourage people to get more exposure and avenues for marketing their products and their brand as well. So with this, I will conclude my talk. I think there is a long session ahead, a lot of other speakers. So again, I am extremely glad to be here and to be talking about the various initiatives under our department. And I would encourage all of you to do visit us without any hesitation. Drop by in our office, follow us on our social media platform. We are here to help your businesses grow. We are here to facilitate your access to finance, credit, marketing, whatever it need be. So we are here at your service. And with this, I would like to, thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Grace IAS Industries Commissioner, madam. Thank you. MSME, probably you all be aware what is MSME. If you go by the definition of Government of India, micro, small, medium enterprises consist of a micro enterprise. If you have a plant and machinery of 1 crore and a turnover of 5 crore, it is a micro classified. If you have a plant and machinery of 10 crore and a turnover of 50 crore, it is a small industry. If it is a medium industry, means plant and machinery of 50 crore and a turnover of 250 crore. Previously, the turnover criteria was not there. Now, Government of India put a turnover class, so that is how they have defined it. So this is the MSME definition of in our country. Okay. Now, how a MSME is formed? It's made it very simple. You have to make a Udayam registration. It's just an online Udayam registration where you need to have your, if it is a proprietor or a partnership, the directors, whatever partners, you need to have an Aadhaar, valid Aadhaar, and a mobile number which is linked with the Aadhaar. You go to Udayam site, you just key in the application form, you give your Aadhaar number, a OTP will come to your mobile number, you feed in, then your Udayam certificate is ready, which you can take a printout after 2-3 days. So Udayam certificate is ready now. Now what else? Government of India has framed a public procurement policy years back saying whether it is pure government, defense or public sector, all government agencies including railways, they have to procure 25% of their purchase only from small industries, 25%. You know, that is substantial volume of market which is available. And the 25%, 3% is reserved for women and 4% is for SC/ST entrepreneurs. you know, if they don't fulfill this 25%, they get a negative ranking in their annual reports. If they continuously get negative ranking, it is very difficult for them. So they are very hungry looking for to procure products from MSMEs. Just to quote an example, just our ICF Southern Railways, which is in Chennai headquartered, you know, that website itself is linked to all the 8 railway sourcing. So sitting here itself, you can have access to huge lakhs of crores of business in all Indian railways in Chennai itself. But if we are not active, I heard from railways people, most of the orders from North India only they are taking and the supplies coming from there only. So this is a huge potential which MSME definitely can tap on, which is always available. Okay, if you have to procure these orders, how NSIC interferes. If you do registration with the NSIC, for quoting in the tender, you just have to upload NSC certificate. There is no EMT for that. EMT has been waived off. Okay, you are quoted, but your price is not L1. Some non-MSME corporate is standing above you. If you can match the price 15%, if it is matching to L1, then 20% of the orders will be given to you. So again, a possibility of getting orders from those department. So NSC registration is there. Okay, sir, I'm here, but how I know which tender coming? How I will know how I will quote? There also NSC steps in. Government of India, of course. If you register with MSMEmart.com, we all know Amazon, we all know Flipkart, but MSMEmart.com, it's a government website. If you register there, it's a small cost factor is involved, but for micro enterprises, 75% Government of India is giving subsidy. For small and medium, you have to pay just 6,000 plus GST for 1 year subscription. You will get host of benefits. You will get alert if your product is pumps. Anybody in India floats a pump tender. To your email, you get an alert. Not only that, global also, you will get an alert. So you will be aware your company is floating. Yes, sir, I am getting an alert, but how do I quote? Who have taken the order before? How I know? Yes, award of contact information is available. For example, when KK Nagar, when transformer is installed, who installed before? What is the specification? What rate? Those award of contract information also will be there. Like that, in that platform, huge number of benefits also there, and business trade links, franchisee, subcontracting, and also special offers on MSME business solution like cloud software suites. I saw here, Adobe here, like that, ERP, accounting, inventory, all those, if you want to procure, there's a subsidy also, there's a discount also if you are subscribed to this platform. So this is how we help for getting orders. Sir, I'm getting orders. Now raw material, what I can do? NSCC helps in raw material also. NSCC have signed with lot of primary manufacturers like National Aluminum Company, SAIL, RANL, Chennai Petroleum, ArcelorMittal, Vedanta, like that host of companies, cement also. Yesterday also I have been talking to Tamil Nadu Newsprint Limited people. Sir, we will help in cup making, paper plate making, micro people. Can you procure through us so that we can give subsidized cost to needy micro people? So like that we are adding raw material. The point is the landing cost of this raw material buying from NSCC should be attractive to you at least by 1 kg, 1 rupee at least. This is how we operate. And also we have our own warehouse at Madhavaram and Minjur where we store metal like aluminium and we distribute. This is how we help in raw materials. Then of course market assistance scheme which madam was telling in state government, excuse me. NSCC also helps in getting stalls subsidy. If you go to mymsme.gov.in, there you will find a list of approved exhibitions where you can take stall. For example, Acme is conducting from shortly. Chennai Trade Center. So if you want to take a stall in kind of exhibition, there will be a subsidy component ranging from 80% to 100%, 50% to 100%. So you are benefited. So showcasing your product, you will get exposure to the market. This is for the private sector market. For government sector, I told you already how we enter. For private sector market, sitting in exhibition domestically, internationally, you will generate good potential inquiries so that you can go ahead for business. Okay. Then also for exporters, if you happen to be a first-time exporter, Government of India is again having some programs wherein for test certificate, normally if you have to export means you have to test your product So for test from a NAB accredited lab or whichever reputed lab, if you want to have a test certificate, there is a subsidy up to 75% or 1 lakh, 3 test certificate in a year, that is possible. And if you want to enroll in a Export Promotion Council, for that membership also, there is a subsidy of 70% or 20,000 rupees available. And also, if for the first time exporter, ECGC, insurance fees, if you want to, because normally you have to take you have to take an insurance for export. So for the ECGC exporter policy also, there's a subsidy component available if you happen to be an first time exporter. These are all support service available. Then NSEC runs a special purpose vehicle called SCST Hub for SCST entrepreneurs, where there are a host of schemes for exclusively for SCST entrepreneurs, where for them to get a bank loan, the processing fee is reimbursed. For them to take a bank guarantee or LC, the BG commission charge is reimbursed. Or if they want to take a loan from credit guarantee fund scheme, again there is a support service. Credit linked capital subsidy, there is again a credit linked capital subsidy scheme, 25% subsidy. So the host of benefits for SCST entrepreneurs, so that they are also coming to the mainstream of business development. Apart from that, NSSC have a exclusively technical service center here in Nikat Tangal, where we conduct training on mechanical, electrical, electronics, computers, and also business incubator, and also skill development program for ITI to degree engineers. We are conducting various training programs which will be very useful. And also we conduct job fair. See, for corporate people, they go to reputed college for recruit students. But for medium industry or a higher end of small industry, if they want good manpower, skilled manpower, where do they get? So we conduct job fair for them. So they come and recruit people who are well trained, who got some exposure in that knowledge. We conduct job fair for them. So this kind people get employed, and you also get quality manpower. And also there we have an NABL accredited lab where we do testing for calibration and also for pump testing. So we have all those features, and we are very aggressive in particularly in raw material support. Any group of industries, any sector of industries want to have a purchase of raw material, NSEC is always open. Any source you identify, we can aggregate the quantity. We sign with the primary and manufacturers, producers, that aggregate quantity, entire discount will be passed on. NSEC don't make any money in that, until will be passed on. Same way, you want to migrate to your bank, or you want to go for capacity expansion, NSEC do a hand holding for banks. We have signed with at least quite a number of banks, almost all the bank. So we help in credit flow from the banks to the sector. There also NSEC don't charge any money. It is just purely hand holding and preparation of project report, all that also we are helping. So this is a host of services. I sit in Ekatangal only. I'm head of the Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry area. Any questions, any doubt, you are always welcome to my office, not only in Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai. We have offices in Chennai, 3-4 places, and Pondicherry also. We look forward to cater your demand, because the demand from MS sector is always huge. Our government is working over time to meet the needs. To bridge that gap, it's definitely a challenge. We are doing our best, but still long way to go. We look forward to your continuous involvement, so that we'll make the economy prosperous. Thank you all. Thank you for the organizers.
Good morning, everyone. In case you're wondering, we're talking about Make in India here. What is this American company doing here in Make in India? Well, I'm not sure if all of you know, but our CEO is an Indian, Mr. Shantanu Narayan. And outside of the US, India is our largest development footprint that we have outside of the US. We've got about 8,000 engineers in Noida and Bangalore. And very soon we're going to be having newer R&D centers as well. But this is what our footprint is. And the product that I'm going to be talking about today is completely developed, tested, program managed by our Indian office in Noida and Bangalore. So we were already discussing about, there were some talks about COVID-19 and how it's created a lot of disruption. Excuse me, a lot of people went digital with COVID-19, but what has happened is a lot of behavior, employees' behavior, consumer behavior has changed because of COVID-19. We are buying food using a mobile app. We are booking cabs and autos using mobile apps. And then when you you ask your employee to come to office and sign an offer letter on paper, they're wondering why is this company why is still stuck in utilizing paper when everything else has digitized, right? And so that is what we're hoping to do and hoping to talk about. So engagements need to be digital first, whether it's internal engagement, whether it's HR onboarding, or whether it is even external customer onboarding workflows should also be digitized, because that is what employees expect today, right? Times have changed now. The other thing is the workplace is hybrid. I'm not in all the sectors, but mostly in ITS sectors, we have seen a lot of hybrid workflows. A lot of people who prefer to work from home as well as to work from office. In fact, at Adobe, we have a policy of being in office for at least 3 days in a week, and we try and be as diligent with that. But the bottom line is that the workplace is hybrid. People want the freedom to work from anywhere, right? And the third thing is experience is everything now, right? The experience that you provide, youngsters that are joining your organizations are of a different mindset than when you and I were, in starting up professionally. So their expectations are different, and you need to make sure that you meet those kind of expectations. So, and it's paying off as well. There are more than trillions of PDFs in emails, cloud, and web. In fact, Microsoft told us there are more PDF files in SharePoint than Microsoft files. That is how ubiquitous it has become, PDF. And a lot of businesses have also started using electronic signatures. We've got banks today using electronic signatures, NBFCs, we've got manufacturing companies, we've got ITS companies using electronic signatures with Aadhaar-based authentication, right? And also all of this data is also maintained within India itself. We're very much compliant with the Indian IT Act to ensure that all of our signing is within the jurisdiction of what is allowed within the Indian context. So documents drive business. All of this IP that you're developing, all of it is stored in documents. A lot of people think just because you can create a PDF, it's secure. Let me tell you, not all PDFs are the same. Adobe, about 10, 12 years ago, Adobe opened up the PDF specification. We said, you know what? 200 years from now, if Adobe is not there, right, you should still be able to open your documents if they are in PDF. And how are you going to do that? Because we have made the specification for PDF public. So anybody can create a reader and can develop their own reader and can consume that content and not be locked in. If you're storing everything in Word or Excel file, these are proprietary formats. Tomorrow, if Microsoft's not, I'm not hoping any ill will on them, but in case they're not around 200, 300 years from now, you will still be able to consume, you will not be able to consume their content. It's called the digital dark age. So one of the reasons we opened up PDF is so that it can be used for archival formats. And another issue that's coming up is, because of that, a lot of people have started to provide PDF creators. There are many online websites allowing you to create PDFs. There are many, Microsoft Office also allows you to create PDFs. So there are many ways you can create PDFs, but not all PDFs are the same. What we are trying to do is, the way we create a PDF is a structured format. So there are different layers within a PDF. Most PDF authoring tools that are out there typically just have an image of your document. What we do is have it in a structured manner so that you can gain insights from them. We are helping an MSME, for example, who's doing breakthrough stuff in AI technology, and they have got a very interesting business model where they take university books and they digitize it, and then they use our APIs to extract the text from the scanned book copies, and they feed that to their AI engine. So if there's a book on chemistry, so they have an AI system, a model that will understand the subject and provide simplified, like in ChatGPT when you say, explain me, the theory of relativity as if you were talking to a 3-year-old, right? So this is what they're doing, but for universities like MIT and MSME right here in India. And they've been using our our APIs in order to make sure that documents are not just images, they can do a lot more with it. A lot of documents received in Outlook are also PDF files, and PDF is a container of intelligence. So we've got now APIs that can allow you to extract information from PDFs and utilize it to gain insights on how they're being consumed, or if there's any data that is relevant for you to use. And you can see our ecosystem there with Microsoft Dropbox, all CRM applications, CLM applications as well. We've got a complete ecosystem of connectors with all of these products to make sure that when your employees are working with these different applications, they don't have to juggle between taking it from here, taking it into another application. They can do everything within that application itself, right? That is what we're doing with all of our integrations here. So what we really want to do is make sure that throughout the journey, this is the journey of a document. It starts from inception, which is when you create the document, collaborate, analyze, audit. There should be a blockchain-like method in order to tell what has transpired in the document, and if there's any additional actions that you want to apply onto the document, you should be able to do that, like analyze, archive and audit, or collaborate for reviews and things like that. So if you look at this, this is a typical workflow in any organization. All of you, you've got your sales, finance, legal, procurement, IT, different LOBs within any organization. Now, most of these guys using them typically, one second. Yeah, so some of these are internal and some of these are external. So the way that Acrobat can help you with all of this is, well, Adobe invented PDF. And so when we're creating PDFs, we spend millions and millions of dollars to ensure that we update it from security standpoint. I have some stats on how people who have not used our Adobe tools to create PDFs, how they are being susceptible to a lot of hacks and things like that, and issues with theft of IP. And then compliance is another issue. Most of you are from, if you are, for example, providing drugs to America, FDA has very, very strict regulations. I know a lot of companies here who pay a lot of fees to FDA because they haven't complied in some way or the other. So US, for example, when it comes to accessibility, they're very, very big on accessibility. India doesn't care much about accessibility, unfortunately, but US does. So all the content that you're creating, PDFs that are being sent to US need to be accessible. Otherwise, you're going to be levied fines and things like that. So certain industry verticals have this requirement of having documents that are accessible so that everyone can consume it. Collaboration is also very important. If you look at various departments within any organization, you typically have, so some departments, like we know sales, HR, legal, typically use Acrobat. They see many features within Acrobat. But many of the other departments in your organization might be using a lot of these PDF clones or these free online tools. You don't know what's going on with these online tools. You don't know if they're saving your PDFs, extracting the information from there. There's no way for you to tell. And that is why what you want to make sure is you standardize on Acrobat throughout your organization so that whatever PDFs you're creating are compliant and secure. So you can sleep well at night. Icing on the top here, if you are a Microsoft, if you've invested in Microsoft and you have all of the Microsoft goodness, then we've got integrations with all the Microsoft applications, whether SharePoint, OneDrive, Office, you name it. And the other thing that we've done is to add another layer of security for your documents. We've also enabled Microsoft Purview Information Protection, which is a feature added to a lot of the Microsoft stack about a few months ago. And now, when you're creating PDFs as well, you can ensure that it stays compliant with Microsoft Purview. So this is what happens if you are not compliant. There's, as per an IBM report, $4.2 million per incident is the cost of a data breach. 155 million individuals were affected by data exposures. All of this is purely because they're not creating content that's compliant and secure. And that is what we're trying to fix here. And you can see the additional stats also there, and this is all cited from various research articles that we've listed there. So this is why, our position, our pitch here is for Acrobat. As you can see, Acrobat has a range of different ways in which you can use it on mobile, on tablet, on desktop. It's across different services. And it also has encryption and sandboxing, redaction to ensure that your data is safe, right? And there's also, Adobe is a very transparent company. We are a publicly listed company as well. So the last thing we want is one of our customers to have some sort of a security breach, which will, and that's one of the reasons why we've stayed relevant for 40 years, in tech, is because we've ensured that our customers are protected and secure throughout their journey of using our applications. When you have a disconnected tech, where you have these different PDF free online tools and these PDF clone applications, you lose the fluidity in your workflows. As you can see there, it's a very disjointed, disconnected kind of a workflow. And that's got its own repercussions. But if you're going to be using the Adobe and Microsoft stack, then you can make sure that everything is collaborative, everything is integrated. You provide a better employee experience. Your employees are going to be, feeling a lot more better about working with you. And also, many employees want to be able to do more on mobile devices as well. We're enabling that as well, along with enough insights for you. So as an IT admin, for example, you should be able to tell what data has been shared by whom at what point. So we're giving you that kind of visibility as well, so that your data remains more secure. And this additional stats as well. So using this with the Microsoft integration, you can save up to 43 hours. We are now working with a collections team of one of the national banks in India for the collections, loan collections team. And there's a lot of paperwork that's involved there, meeting with customers. So we have digitized the entire thing using and they actually showed us a picture of their Mumbai office, the office conference room covered with stacks and stacks of paper, completely packed. And now with this digitization move, all of that is going to be taken care of. Security is something that we spoke about. And so, like I mentioned earlier, 155 million individuals were affected by data exposures. So with Acrobat, you're getting the best in class in terms of security, and we keep updating Acrobat. I know a lot of people say, why are there so many updates to Acrobat? Well, because the world is changing at a much faster rate, and we want to make sure you're secure. And so that's one of the reasons why we constantly, and that's why we moved. A lot of people ask, why did Adobe move to the subscription model? What was wrong with selling boxes like we did before? But again, we're living in a day and age, and I'm sure all of you will agree, technology is changing much faster today than it was about 10 or 15 years ago. And to keep up with that, we came up with this SaaS-based model, and now everybody else has now come up with the same. And after Harvard made a case study on Adobe's cloud services, cloud subscription model, a lot of companies have also started to do it, which is great. Compliance. So there are certain compliances. If you're in the finance vertical, there's PCI, FedRAMP. If you're in India, there's IT Act around electronic signatures, digital signatures. So we make sure that whatever solutions we are providing to our customers are compliant in every way possible. The experience that we're providing to the end user, there's a reason why some like maybe Uber is better than, some people find Uber better than Ola, or some people find Swiggy better than Zomato. So it's all about that experience. The product is the same. The service is the same. It's taking you from A to B. What is what differs is the experience that you get, right? And that is what matters. And a lot of your employees are using these apps, and they're used to that experience. So they want to have that same experience with work as well. And that is exactly what we're trying to do with all of our Acrobat and Document Cloud products. And of course, the last thing is about productivity and collaboration also. People are not working in silos anymore. Sales wants to collaborate with marketing, wants to collaborate with legal, wants to collaborate with different teams internally. So how do you enable that? And now with having the cloud model, so you can now store all the documents in a single repository and then share it with anyone. Now for those of you who are thinking, I'm in a regulated segment, I can't use the cloud. because I need to be, everything needs to be on premise. So we also have a version of all of our applications, a feature restricted version, which is only works on premise. So there's no cloud connectivity. You don't have to worry about any data going to the cloud. It'll all remain within your intranet. So depending on your use case, your industry vertical, you can pick the right solution for you. And the last thing is interoperability, working with different applications and tools, and we've got plugins with all of those. So that is what I wanted to share really quickly with all of you and leave you with that thought. My colleague Nirmal is here, as well as I'm going to be here. If any of you have questions, please feel free to catch us during lunch, or else you can just send out a mail to Nirmal right there. So on that note, have a great rest of the evening. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. Thank you.
Hi, a very good afternoon to every one of you. My name is Miloni Bhatt. I'm the editor for digital broadcast at economictimes.com. It's wonderful for us to see you all here. And the interaction so far, the presentation so far, I hope you guys have gained a lot from it. For us, of course, it's a real pleasure to have you all here to learn and understand from you. Looking forward to speaking to some of the esteemed guests here today on the stage. Thank you very much for joining us. The topic for today for the panel discussion is strategies to build MSMEs' global competitiveness and accelerate growth from micro to small to medium. And this is a topic which is very important, especially for our country also, and also in terms of the MSMEs, because the problem that we face as far as MSMEs are concerned is that 99% of the MSMEs are micro, and they stay micro throughout their life cycle. So really, how do you break out of that mold and then go into small and then sort of move into the medium segment? And we've heard already that credit seems to be one of the biggest problems that exist. So we'll be very excited and to hear from all of you, the panelists today, to understand how your organizations are attempting to help and to uplift the MSMEs in Tamil Nadu. Very happy to welcome Mr. Ponnuswamy M, Chairman, CII Subcommittee, MSME and Ease of Doing Business Southern Region, and you're also the founder and CMD of Pond Pure Chemicals Group. Mr. N. Jagathisan, President, TN Chamber of Commerce and Industries, and Mr. K. Mariyappan, President, Tamil Nadu Small and Tiny Industries Association. Thank you very much for joining us. So, before we jump into the discussion, I'd love to hear just a brief introduction about yourselves and your organizations to understand what they bring to the table as far as MSMEs are concerned. So could you start, sir? It's on, sir. It's on, sir.
At the outset, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the ET Make in India MSME Regional Summit for providing me an opportunity to address the gathering. Thank you. I am Jagadhisan, President, Tamil Nadu Chamber of Commerce and Industry, based at Madurai. Established in the year 1924. Next year we are going to celebrate our centenary year. We are the main instrumental in getting a lot of infrastructures in the southern part of Tamil Nadu, like airport development and railway and all other economical developments. More than that, our membership strength is 5,600 members and having 200 smaller chambers affiliated with us. And we are also one of the largest chamber in India. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Ponnuswamy.
I'm too happy. Two stalwarts are said, the real core MSMEs, Mariyappan and Jagadhisan. I think they're the boss. Day and night they think about MSME. Of course, I am from a large industry. See, our company started in 1981. I started at a micro, it's very micro, it's repacking some chemicals and all. So micro to medium, small, then medium, large, like that. I think India is the place of opportunity. I also work with this last 2-3 years focus on MSME in CII. Now this year I am co-chairing MSME National Council at Delhi.
Okay.
So we'll be interacting with the Government of India, Finance Ministry, MSME Ministry, all the defense production, food processing, different. We will be doing like that. Since I came from micro,
Yeah.
I like to spend some time with the micro units, MSME units, and take it forward to the government. I think this, one thing I can tell you, the way Government of Tamil Nadu and Government of India helps MSME, enormous. Never it was like that. I think it's good. I think all MSMEs should use the occasion.
All right. Those are good, strong words. And, we'll definitely want to check with you on some of the challenges that the MSME faces. Sir. You can take it.
Good afternoon to the participants and everyone. First of all, I thank ET for giving me this opportunity to participate in this wonderful program. TANSTIA, it is Tamil Nadu Small and Tiny Industries Association, was established in 1956 and it was inaugurated by the former President of India, late Sri R. Venkatraman, when he was the Industries Minister of Tamil Nadu under the Chief Ministership of late Kamaraj. The Guindy Industrial Estate is the first industrial estate established in 1958 in the whole Asia. It was inaugurated by the then Prime Minister Nehruji. As far as TANSTIA is concerned, it is 67 years old and continuously we are representing all the policy making institutions and also in the MSME Ministry board like that. And for the state government, TANSTIA is given representation as a board of director in SITCO, Tamil Nadu Skill Development Guidance Bureau, and for the physically challenged persons welfare board, for which the Chief Minister is the chairperson. Like that, more than 10 boards in Tamil Nadu, TANSTIA is participating, and also we are a member in the Tamil Nadu Electricity Regulation Commission. So like that, we are always fighting with the government wherever possible to get our problems, and directly we are able to meet the Chief Minister, Industry Minister and all. We have very good officials, as Mr. Punasami sir was telling. Now Tamil Nadu government for the last 2 years, we are giving top priority and we are growing strong. And whatever problems we are, for the first time in the history of Tamil Nadu, in the 50 years, they reduced the plot cost of industrial estates in Tamil Nadu. Mm-hmm. So like that, whenever we have made any representation, Tamil Nadu government is immediately finding solution, and we are having a very good Chief Secretary and other team of officials.
All right. That's wonderful to hear that you're being heard, essentially. But you said that, we are fighting with the government.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think, you're the right person for me to ask the next question.
Please.
What are the challenges that you think that MSMEs in Tamil Nadu are facing? Of course, we've heard that credit seems to be the big problem. And access to credit, right? But what, according to you, are some of the challenges that, your people come to you with?
Morning, the additional commissioner and executive director of firm that is facilitating MSMEs in Tamil Nadu. Madam Grace IAS was giving a wonderful details about the performance of the commissioner and director of industries department. And our GM Mr. Sarun Kumar from NSIC, he has revealed many projects of Government of India.
Right.
So with all these things, we are having a lot of problems. Though the schemes are in the paper, in implementation, we are facing even for a micro unit during the COVID-19 period, there was no support from anywhere, because everywhere the Government of India has announced some express loan.
Right.
but it was availed only by those who are already having accounts with the banks, and so they are sanctioned the loan based on 75% of the unutilized loan of the borrower.
Oh.
So like that. So we were not at all benefited, though Government of India has sanctioned a very big amount for that purpose. That is for as per the pandemic period is concerned. Next, as per the Credit Guarantee Trust Fund scheme is concerned, Government of India now raised it to 2 crores to 5 crores.
Yes.
But it is still to be, the GO has to be issued, and there also the most of the more than 95% of the bankers are not inclined to support this scheme.
Why is that?
Why they are not? They say that see, it is well secured, and particularly Tamil Nadu government in the whole country
They don't
introduced
trust MSMEs.
no, but they introduced the mini credit guarantee trust fund scheme in Tamil Nadu. It is not also last year, 25th of August, our CM has launched it in Tirupur. But Madam was telling that nearly 80 candidates, 80 units were benefited. The problem is they are giving the benefits only for those units which are maintaining standard account. Standard account means it should not be a defaulter.
Right.
So if it is a see, we need money only for those people who are under the virtue of nearing the NPA. So before that, if any, even the Reserve Bank, when Raghuram Rajan was the governor of Reserve Bank, the deputy governor of Reserve Bank, One Mr. K.C. Bhattacharya, he has given a report that whenever a branch, a borrower is having any financial crisis, immediately the branch manager has to invite that particular borrower and try to find out why he is suffering for want of funding like that. And he has to reschedule the existing loan. And he has to sanction additional loan,
Right.
term loan number 2. If he is unable to sanction it, his limit is less than what the demand. He has to take him to the next regional manager or general manager. But practically, it is not at all implemented. It is in the cold storage. So the government is making so many reports with the experts, but implementation stage in Tamil Nadu also, we are fighting for the last 20-30 years to set up a welfare board for the MSME.
Right.
Exclusively for particularly for the micro units. We are having, see, during COVID, many people have died. See, entrepreneurs. They mostly they given their houses for the residential building as a collateral security. Once the breadwinner died, no, the bank has simply taken over the property and actioned it. That family is standing in the streets. So it is happening everywhere, not only in Tamil Nadu. So there is no protection for the MSMEs which have given collateral security to get the loan. It's a real pitiable things everywhere. Bankers are concerned if they found that there is a realizable value of the collateral security, immediately they are taking symbolic position and arranging for the recovery through action. See, this condition, so many youngsters are having fear to seeing the lot of advertisements are coming every day that action from banks. So even we are taking all initiatives to invite the youngsters to become self-employed people. They are having hesitation.
Because
so
of
this is
what
but
is
now
happening.
the Tamil Nadu government has introduced the scheme of the pilot basis, Madam was telling. So that is up to 40 lakhs they are giving. But we want, at least for that, the state government has already allotted 100 crores for that. And out of any irregularity or any unit fails, state government is immediately reimbursing 90% of the outstanding amount of the defaulter.
Right.
And in that, the government of Tamil Nadu has already executed the MOU with the government of India. They will recover 75% from government of India, and the stakes of the state government is only 15%. So now some banks are inclined to support this scheme, not government of India scheme. And this, as far as the insolvency bankruptcy board is concerned, 3 years back, suddenly Finance Minister of Government of India has increased the outstanding amount from 1 lakh to 1 crore. That means if any micro unit, see the investment itself is capital investment is up to 1 crore. But we never have outstanding amount of more than 1 crore. So we are totally affected by that scheme. They are supporting only corporate companies. Corporate companies, they are, unless their outstanding amount is exceeding 1 crore, we cannot apply to IBP. So this is another
problem.
Yeah.
So basically, there's a whole litany, there's a whole list of problems. You're saying that things are, getting a little bit better in some ways, but some problems remain.
Yeah, no. Here, stepmother treatment is given for the micro units wherever they are not having collateral security. But everybody tells that no, up to 10 lakhs we are giving collateral free loans like that.
But that is not the reality on the ground. It's not there on the ground. So, give us your viewpoint, from your vantage, what are the challenges? And you yourself said you grew from micro to, medium enterprise. And at a time, at that time, maybe this kind of support system was not available. So, talk to us about your experience.
See, one of the major challenges for MSME is not knowing what they can get from government, from banks. Maripan sir being associated, he knows everything. But you go to village, somebody is sending a rural industry. First, you do not know what is Udayam registration. NSIC is there. There are several such industries.
Right.
There and other. Decades together, they are not growing. Generation together. So how NSIC, pave, Tamil Nadu could reach those smaller people and get them in. They are borrowing 2% per month. They are borrowing 24, 30% per annum. They are doing like that. Even some of them may not be having a bank account. See, you have to differentiate between the rural. See, around city, everybody knows. Around district, they know.
Yes.
But how about the rural industry?
So there is an information asymmetry.
Definitely, and also the city people also. What is that? See, additional commissioner said they have released the CGMTS 20 accounts, 83 crores they have released. Without guarantee, collateral, they have released it. Can Tamil Nadu make 200 like that? Can Tamil Nadu make 1,000? I think we should aim for it. I think we should go and speak. If you don't go to commissioner office, make a complaint. This bank is, my proposal is viable proposal. Go and reach them.
All right.
And if you are in a district, go to DIC, District Address Center. I think this will, I think we should, I will also request our Mariappan sir and Jagadishan sir, if you can collect a list from your members. These are.
So basically you're saying the initiative has to come from the MSME side as well.
Yeah, we should go on the list. We should arrange, ask the Tamil Nadu Finance Minister and MSME Minister, have a meeting with the RBI people. These are the list. They are not giving loan. You are eligible to get.
Right.
I think CI will also support you, sir. We'll go and talk to them. I think this is the wish of the government of India as well as Tamil Nadu government.
Mr. Jagdishan, you think it is possible to do?
There are, in MSME industry in our state faced a lot of disturbances and difficulties every day, ma'am. First of all, up to 20 crores investment, up to 100 crores turnover, all the industries comes under MSME, either micro or small or medium. Right, okay. Throughout India, both registered and unregistered, 63 million MSME industries are there, out of which 14% industries still not yet opened post-COVID.
Right.
First, we have to take care for that industries. Tamil Nadu has a 9% share out of the total national.
Yes.
9% means almost 58 lakh industries. In our state itself, the 14% will apply. So 7 lakh industries in our state is still not yet open.
Recovered, yeah.
After post-COVID. First we have to revive for that industries for some schemes and all that. Another one is this single window clearance system is not at all practically viable in our state.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
Why is it not happening, according to you?
All the departments, somewhere around more than 15 departments in single window clearance system, including labor, factories, pollution, fire and
Right.
town planning and all the departments. But practically it is not viable. Suppose we have to renew the pollution license through online, it is not at all renewed. We have to go for consultant and we have to go for that office, then only we can able to get it. This we have to address for that. Another one is this ECLG
Right.
scheme is announced during COVID. That has extended up to this March, 23 March. This ECLG is practically not viable because wherever the credit limit for that MSME industry, 20% of that credit limit has to be availed during COVID. Then some conditions is also there. Moratorium is 1 year period. Then interest subvention. That the 20% amount will have to be repaid.
Right.
All these conditions. But they have mentioned a date, Assam 29 to 2020.
Yeah.
Whatever the limit available, you have to get 20% on that.
Okay.
Some riders are given. Yes, sir. Because
There are riders everywhere.
Because we are based at Madurai, only MSME industry is there, except Tuticorin. The south zone is almost comprised of 10 districts. Except Tuticorin, no other heavy industry is there, only MSMEs is there. In our area, there is a lot of seasonal industries.
Right.
Some firework industries and calendar dairy manufacturing industries are there. Their practice is during February, March, they have started the work. Deepavali season is almost October and November. Then all the amount, outstanding amount, they have cleared, remitted into bank. And January, February, the credit balance is zero. Likewise, this calendar and dairy product also. By January, almost their entire stock is cleared. Then they have collected the outstandings, and at the end of January, their outstanding limit is zero.
So you start again from
They are
zero.
not at all available, this ECLG
Yeah.
scheme. They have suffered a lot.
You know, all of you've all stated out problems, right?
Okay.
What are the solutions? What do you think can be done? Why don't you start?
That the state government only will have to address. Another one hectic issue is this EB. EB not only based on the tariff. Last September, this MSME industry, the power tariff has revised from 6 rupees 35 paise to 750. 1 rupee 15 paise is
Right.
escalated. That nobody is bothered for that revision. Other than that, there is a fixed charges. Instead of 35 rupees, up to 550 per kVA. That is
These are all
suffered.
untenable.
Yeah.
Untenable.
Another
Okay.
one is this peak hour restriction is till last September. It has imposed only on HT industries.
Right.
These MSME industries comes under LT and LTCT. For them also, this peak hour restriction is imposed.
Okay.
That is 25% initially they have announced, then 10% they reduced, still now 15%
Okay.
for the 8 hours in a day, morning 4 hours and afternoon 4 hours.
Right.
Another one is every July, the EB tariff is revised up to 12%. Yesterday they have announced for industries, particularly MSME industries, somewhere around 12 to 21 paise per unit has increased from coming July 1.
Right.
These are all the
Challenges.
global competitiveness is very tough.
So how exactly? So how do you build global competitiveness if you have all of these challenges where schemes exist, but implementation of the schemes is not there? There's so much of platformization, there's so much of talk on digitization, but as Mr. Ponnuswamy pointed out, if you don't have MSMEs who can actually go and access, just in terms of information, where it is available, which portal do they have to sign up? How can you move ahead? How can you, and then talking about global competitiveness, is it even a viable option?
I have to say, challenges are there. When you are in business, always challenges will be there for anybody. So I see how the opportunity can be used. See, Tamil Nadu increased the MSME budget. It was about 4 years back, it was 300 crores. Now the current year budget is 1,506 crores. Think this money is going to come to you. You have to put industry, you have to get subsidy. It was when 21-22, they made it 500 crores. Last year they made it 900 crores. Every time 40-50% increase they are given. And Tamil Nadu is the one government, other than UP, and none of the state is having MSME separate. They put club together industry and MSME. This is the state having that to increase in a very big amount. I think we should see where is the opportunity and do it. In fact, both of them were telling, I have a feeling this emergency credit also, out of eligible borrowers, Tamil Nadu stand tops.
Right.
78% people have availed. None of the states have achieved this amount. Major chunk has gone to Tamil Nadu MSMEs in emergency credit. I think we are very clever. When I go to Delhi, when I go to Gujarat, they say you are very clever people. You are able to use this. See that. And also one more thing I am telling. Tamil Nadu MSME, you go to other states, because since I am a southern region also now, there may be 2 IAS officers for MSME department, or there may be 1 officer. And they say, in fact, I met one of the state chief secretary and talking about MSME. He says, even that one officer said, I don't have work. Tamil Nadu has 9 IAS officers. There is a secretary, there is a special secretary, there is a SIDCO MD, 9 IAS, this MSME commissioner, additional commissioner, there are 9 IAS officers. Budget is there. And I think, as an industry, I feel, what are the opportunity available? See, now GEM portal they were talking. ONDC they have. GEM is one of the world best public procurement online system. Our company do not supply to government because of very payment delay and all. If you go and find out, register our company, I was just sharing with
Nalini.
Madam Nalini, see, go and register. We had a MSME conference where chief guest was GEM CEO, Mr. P.K. Singh IAS. He was here last year, and he is going to come this year also. Last year, they have procured 2,04,000 crores worth of material, out of which almost 50% supplied by MSMEs. They say 25%. It's actually supplied by, whereas Tamil Nadu share is less. We supply, see, that was, GEM people are telling, it is a manufacturing state, whereas we supply only less, very small amount.
So the
We
opportunities.
export a lot of. See, go to defense. You go and see the defense procurement portal. There are 20,000 components. What are the items they are importing? You can manufacture and supply them. And also the government of India has relaxed the norms. Generally the government, DGST and the PSUs,
Right.
what they were telling, you should have previous experience supplying PSU or government. How it's possible? A new supplier, new MSME comes. Now they removed it. You can give on trial basis. Airport authority, new supplier cannot go there.
Right.
Now it has to report. In fact, Tamil Nadu government, on our suggestion, they have announced 5 crore budget for reaching to rural industries. They will go on research, they in the group, in a block they will send all the village, they will ask rural industries. They are going to risk. They will take the computer there and it's very important.
Okay.
They will do it. That they have started. 5 crore
right.
budget has been given. This year they are going to
All
start.
right. So challenges are there, solutions
Yes,
are
yes.
emerging, and the government, you say, is
Government
lacking.
is very clear to
Industry
support
needs
MSME.
to make
Yes.
a move now,
Yes,
and
yes.
basically associations like yourselves.
Issues will be there. We have to go and speak to them and sort out. That
Right.
is our feeling. I think it's a great opportunity. Go and speak to them. They are willing.
All right.
And if you are not able to succeed in Tamil Nadu, nowhere you can succeed.
Nowhere you can
Yes.
succeed. You know, we're running short of time. Thank you very much, gentlemen, you know, for giving us your views and talking to us. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the world of commodities. So before I start, see, I'm being very frank with you. I have got maximum of 15 plus 5, 20 minutes. In these 20 minutes, if I can make you understand commodities, it will be really wonderful, okay? So, well, to start with, is there life without commodities? Is there life without commodities? I hear only one no. No, yes. Even the air what we breathe is measured in terms of carbon credit and it is traded, boss. As simple as that. You forget about rice, oil, copper, zinc, nickel, lead, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, all are commodities. That means there is no life without commodities. Absolutely. I think that is one of the costliest commodities. Okay, well, let me do some justice. Well, MCX, Multi-Commodity Exchange, is the #1 commodity exchange of India, having 96.46% market share. I have spent almost 19 years in this organization, okay, and I can say that we were the pillars of this wonderful commodity exchange. So what happens on a commodity exchange, right? You have a buyer, you have a seller, okay? A seller quotes the price, the buyer quotes the price. An exchange basically gets both of these buyers and the sellers together, okay? So MCX basically trades on the futures contracts, right? You have a spot market and you have a futures market now. So spot markets, whatever prices you see, we add a component of something called as COC, cost of carry. So ultimately how will I derive at the future price? Your spot price plus your cost of carry. That is cost of carrying that commodity till the expiry of that particular contract, and you can, if you want, you could take delivery of that particular contract. So what is the futures price now? Your spot price of that particular commodity plus the cost of carry basically gives you the future price. So on MCX, we have contracts, we have future contracts on these commodities. The contract period may be a month, the contract could be bi-monthly, the contract could be of 6 months, or there are some contracts say in exchanges like LME, wherein you have very long period of contracts. Okay. Now, what is the basic function of a commodity exchange? The first basic function of a commodity exchange is something called as price discovery. So what is this price discovery? Let us take one more very, very simple example. So we have, say, Times of India, and we have one more, Hindu as two newspapers, and if they are doing a exit poll, after the elections we do exit polls, right? So let us take, for example, Hindu basically has a total, size of sample. The sample size, what Hindu takes, would be around 10,000 people. They'll go and interview 10,000 people whom we have voted. And Times of India basically interviews 12,000 people in the exit poll. Now you tell me, which of these results would be more accurate? Is it Hindu or Times of India? Why? Yes, according to statistics, as your sample size increases, the accuracy of the result also increases. All of you agree with me? So now you tell me, if 1,000 people sitting anywhere in India trying to discover the prices of copper, would that be better? Or 10,000 people He might be a trader, he might be a manufacturer, he might be a processor, he might be an exporter, he might be an importer. If all these people try and, discover the price of copper, don't you think that is better? And that is exactly what we do. Under your Make in India, this flagship, whatever Modi ji's introduced, so what we have done is, even though the base metals, so we have base metals like copper, zinc, nickel, lead, aluminium, all these base metals have been made sure that they are deliverable. So it is not only speculation what basically happens on a commodity exchange, but except for crude oil and natural gas, all the other commodities are deliverable on MCX. We can even deliver 1 gram of gold to your house. And Chennai is being very, very lucky because it is the hub of the manufacturing industries, and for commodities like lead, Chennai is the primary delivery center. And for all the other base metals, and we have a entire warehouse set up in Poneri Taluka, which is in the outskirts of Chennai, and we are doing a wonderful job on that. Okay? So on a commodity exchange, basically the futures contracts are traded, and let us try and understand what are the different futures contracts we have in the base metal arena. Well, this is a regulatory overview, whatever you see. We are basically, the regulatory partner is SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India, and they are doing a wonderful job wherein they were very, very sure that in order to contain speculation, we should ensure that the ultimate commodity gets into the delivery mode. So under SEBI, we have been, able to do a lot of innovations in this commodity ecosystem. Okay, now coming to base metals, of course, we call it as a non-ferrous complex, which includes copper, aluminium, lead, nickel, and zinc. Of course, all of you understand that they've got extensive industrial usages, and the best part about the price discovery is that even though most of the base metals, they are region-specific, they're produced in different regions. For example, I think except for aluminium, all the other base metals we import, because India is self-sufficient, and India has got a lot of bauxite mines, and aluminium, we are quite specific with that. And the price discovery, whatever happens, it is global. So all the, if you look at globally, there is one exchange called as London Metal Exchange, of course in London, wherein the prices of all these base metals get discovered, and the entire globe follows it. So as a Make in India thing, what we did was that, let us try and discover the prices ourselves. So we take the reference price from LME, and we ensure that whatever the local taxes, everything is added up, and we will try and give you the Indian price. Indian price for these commodities. Even now, if you look at commodities like gold and silver, we have already made a benchmark. Okay? So that is a wonderful thing about it. Now, what are the different factors which influence the market? See, now if you look at your stock markets, the kind of price changes or whatever happens, it is all based on how India is. Like how much of rainfall we have received, what is the kind of agriculture production. Your stock markets are affected by it, but commodities, it is a global phenomenon. It is a global market to ensure that the price discovery happens and everyone follows that. So if you look at the kind of factors which are influencing the market, it is like industrial growth, recession, inflation, they all affect metal prices. It is not only what happens here in India, but if anything happens anywhere in the world, I think crude oil, all of us have seen, crude oil had gone to negative pricing, right? Because we just follow US markets. There is no other places for price discovery. So commodity-specific events, like for example, construction of new production facilities, or maybe they're using that particular commodity now, and because due to some problems, that particular discontinuance continues, and there might be unexpected mine or plant closures. For example, there can be a natural disaster, there can be a supply disruption, there can be an accident, strike. I think all of us would have heard, Chile is the main producer of copper. So most of the times, they have a lot of problems associated with labor management. So that also could be a factor. And the trade policy set by the government. For example, if they increase the customs duty, obviously the prices of commodities would go up, right? And of course, international prices, that is INR and USD exchange rates. We have seen the dollar versus rupee at 60 rupees also, now it is around 82 rupees, right? So this also affects commodity prices, and of course geopolitical events, like such as, there's always a trade war between US and China, that can affect copper, right? Because China consumes the most copper in the world. So all these factors affect the market, and you are also going to get affected by it because we use these commodities for our production. Now, all of us understand that the prices of commodities are always volatile. See, for 19 years on MCX, I have seen the prices of copper at 120 rupees, and now the copper price is 731 rupees. You look at the way where the metal has moved, right? So what do you want to do? See, you are a manufacturer, okay, fine. You have praised your particular product. Because the copper is going up every day, can you change the price of copper wires every day? Can you do it? We cannot do it, right? Once the price is fixed, then what does the producer do? Copper prices are going up and down, fine. No, I mean, if it goes down, it is good. But if it goes up, what will he do? And that is why you have to hedge your risk. This concept is called as hedging or price risk management, wherein a lot of corporates are getting into it. Okay? So let's try and understand a deeper vision of this. You have a miner, okay? Basically, he is a price taker. Whatever the market price is there for his, the kind of iron ore or any of these, metals, right? So he is the price taker. Then you have a refiner. Refiner will have fixed margins, okay? That is fixed margins minus the purchase cost plus cost. Then you have the product manufacturer, who is a price taker, okay? And again you have a recycler, who is the price taker. If all these people, if all these entities which are involved in the value chain, if they have to basically hedge their risk, they have to come to a commodity exchange like MCX, okay? That is because it is an efficient price discovery mechanism, a platform for hedging, and scope for delivery. And if you think that you can't do a financial hedging, you can also think that the metal prices have come down. I can't again sell it back. I mean, let me hold it for some time. You can take the delivery of that particular metal. Okay? Now, if you just see this slide, you'll really get shocked. Look at how aluminum is behaved, right? We have taken the data for the last 7 years, and even this year, if you look at the kind of volatility was 28.15% in aluminum, which is the highest ever. That means to say that if you are running an aluminum firm, okay, making aluminum windows or frames or whatever it is, SMEs do, if your total turnover of the company is 100 crores, you are putting almost 28.15 crores as a risk factor there. Will you have a profit of 28% in any business that way? That means you are risking your profits against the prices of metals moving up and down. Am I right? Okay. Let us look at copper. Copper in 22-23 till now has shown a volatility of 21.21%. 21.21%. Okay. So that means to say that now who is going to take this risk? So all of you are going through this risk. Have you thought of trying to mitigate this risk? So on MCX, we give you a helping hand where you can think and try and improve on your profitability by coming to a commodity exchange and hedging. So all of you agree there is a risk for all of you? Yes? Now, there are two things what you can do. One is do nothing. You will say that, okay, this year I'm making a loss. It's okay, next year I'll wait. Next year profit margins will improve, okay? Or your risk could be symmetrical. Fine, what we lose today? Okay, we have lost today. We'll make it up next. That means you're trying to drive a car in the night and your headlights are off. You never know what happens, right? So, one way of rationally thinking is trying to manage the risk by coming into a commodity exchange. Okay, so these are all the participators. I have told you, importers, exporters, all of them have a risk. So importers, what risk they have? If the prices fall when the goods are in the transit, right? What do the exporters, what risk they have? That is, if the prices of the raw material increases, what do they do? Processors, everyone has got a risk. Now, all of you agree that there is a risk. You have to come to a commodity exchange. Let us look at the different base metals contract, the size, how things happen here. Now, these are all the base metals we have: aluminum, copper, zinc, nickel, lead. Okay? The minimum quantity what you can buy for aluminum, copper, zinc, okay, is 5 metric tons. Okay? Copper, it is 2.5 metric tons. That is, buying and selling is 2.5 metric tons. And zinc is 5 metric tons, and nickel is 1.5 metric tons. So you might be asking me, why all these, like, why copper is like 2.5 metric? Because the copper is basically imported and it comes in a package of 2.5 metric tons. That is the reason. Okay? So the pricing is, for aluminum, it is Raipur, ex-warehouse. And for copper, zinc, and nickel, it is ex-warehouse Thane. And for lead, it is warehouse Chennai. Okay, so if you look at aluminum, it could be ingot, sauce, and T-bars. Copper is cathode, zinc is ingot, nickel is cathode, and lead is ingot. So these are the basic contract specifications, especially for SME. Okay, what we have done is, if 5 metric tons is if the trading unit is very high, so okay, SMEs cannot basically take that kind of load. So what we decided is that we decided to launch mini contracts. So what we have done, aluminum, lead, and zinc. We have thought about reducing that, and we have done it, and we have got wonderful results, wherein 1 metric ton is the contract size. So any SMEs who are using 1 metric ton also could take the delivery of that particular metal, and you can do your fabrication yourself. So this is a special, and there is a special mandate from SEBI to do these kind of events with the SMEs, so that they can make use of this facility of a commodity exchange. Okay, these are the different delivery centers and the additional delivery centers for the metals. For aluminum, you have Raipur, Chhattisgarh. For copper, you have Thane, Maharashtra. You have lead and lead mini, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Nickel, Thane, Maharashtra. And zinc mini, again, it is in Maharashtra. And these are all, and as I told you earlier, we are very lucky to have additional delivery centers for Chennai for all the metals, all the base metals. Okay? Then these are the deliveries, whatever has happened on MCX. Okay? So if you look at the total, totally it was 2,83,325 metric tons of metals have been delivered through MCX. So we have discovered the India prices as a factor, and I think it is doing a wonderful job. Okay, now this is the last slide. As a hedger, as a investor, you have to have certain things in mind. Okay, the various do's and don'ts. You have to trade only through registered members of MCX, and you can always basically know your KYC, that is know your client. Then you have to update your mobile numbers, and you will be basically creating a unique client code on which you can trade. So don'ts is that my sincere advice is that if you are a manufacturer, if you're a SME, you have to decide yourself before coming to a commodity exchange what role you're going to play. A hedger cannot come to a commodity exchange and speculate. We would never even allow that to do. If you are, for example, Titan Industries, I taught them hedging in 2008, right? Now, they had open interest up to 7 metric tons of gold on MCX. They've taken even a separate membership of MCX. So they're hedging, Tatas, they don't speculate, right? So there are wonderful advantages for SMEs on MCX. Of course, this was a very long presentation. I told you it is very difficult to make you understand. Otherwise, I would have given examples on hedging. Thank you so much.
I know I'm standing between lunch and, and sharing my experiences, so I'm going to keep it very, very short. But the good part about the entire session is it's about food, it's about sweet, karam, and coffee. As the name implies, it's about sweets, snacks, and filter coffee. So I think all of you will be able to relate and hope to share some of the learnings. And I am representing the entire MSME colleagues here and the challenges that we faced and how we overcame and what we are still fighting on. So very, very glad, and thanks to Economic Times for facilitating this. So I am just going to take a minute to play a small video, and maybe that will give you, the main thing is, before I share the learnings, I just wanted to show our journey, so it would greatly benefit a lot of our colleagues sitting here as well. Are you able to play the video? You might want to increase the volume. Thank you so much. As the journey said, we wanted to revolutionize traditional snacking. 55% of the Indian snacking market is only dominated by Western snacks. Why not our traditional snacks make it to the globe and make a lot of noise? Can we bring a more branded experience to our South Indian snacking? And India is very vast, so we didn't want to be everywhere. So can we brand and position ourselves as the next coolest thing for the younger generations? They don't need to adopt to a certain brand of chips or just the Western snacks, right? So that's where we came from, and very purpose-led brand along with just the product quality. There is a lot of purpose to the brand, which I'll walk through. Sorry. Our vision is very big. We want to take the taste along with the tales of South India to the globe. So we want to, if there is a murukku, what was the history behind the murukku? Why ribbon pakoda, right? What goes into the making of it? What about the rich cultural heritage of South India that we could speak to the next generation of kids, right? I don't want my, my granddaughter to come and ask me, what is an adarasam, right? So can we do something about branding it and positioning it as the next coolest thing for the generations to come is what we wanted. So that's why the taste along with the tales. I think this slide is not updated. The second version is not there, but I just wanted to show you that we, as the name implies, there is sweet that we do. There is a lot of traditional sweets like the wheat halwas, the adarasams, and representing other regional South Indian parts as well. Then there is snacks, the whole range of murukkus and the tempting ribbon pakodas. You could visit our website and order on a click of a button. And I'm very proud to share that we are India's first digital-first platform for authentic South Indian delights. Most of these players you would find, offline, and we started digital first. And I'm very proud and humbled to share that today we are $1 million brand only on the strength of our website and app. Purely on the strength of our website and app. So if a food brand can do it so much, digital first and then going offline, the omni-channel has its own, advantages. So the birth, growth, and scale. We are a 100% made in TN brand. Our entire team operates here, our office operates here. We partner with a lot of micropreneurs. We are not like not mass produced, and we work with a lot of micropreneurs and work with them to develop recipes, formulations for that authenticity. And we brand it under Sweet Karam Coffee, and we promote it to the globe. Today, I'm very happy to share that we ship to 19 plus countries across the globe, apart from just the pan-India presence. So that's where we have evolved. So some of my learnings, I think we need to be different. What I mean by that is, it's a very crowded space out there, right? There are n number of players out there. So there were just 4 factors that helped us stand out. What is the problem that we're trying to solve, and what is the value addition for our customers, right? Today, the problem is that either the mass players in the market are loaded with palm oil and preservatives and artificial colors, and or we have very small players, not able to actually brand it and packing in very plastic polythene covers. So can we bring about a more, a better quality of product made with groundnut oil, made without preservatives, and yet provide that freshness of the product to the consumers? That's the, the sweet spot that we wanted Sweet Karam Coffee to sit in, and we've been successfully doing so. Who are your customers, right? I think that's something that every entrepreneur starting here should start, probably that should be the first set of questions. Who are exactly your target audience? In our case, it's more, as of today, the more family-oriented personas from the urban, consumer category. We're very specific that we're targeting that 25 to 45 age group of young professionals or family-oriented people. So I think narrowing down, you can't be for everybody in this competitive world. That's something that, of course, with scale, everything comes, but just narrow down on your target audience, and if you can specifically position them, you grow. What's your PMF? What is your product market fit, right? And that takes time to evolve. It takes really time. What are your hero products? What are your allied brand equity building products, right? If you can arrive at that product market fit, that's something that you need to, so when I say product market fit, you are spending X amount of money in your marketing, and that is giving you Y amount of sales. If that is something that you could define internally with your teams and arrive at, and those are the top 10 hero products, then that's something super critical before you decide to scale further. That's something that has helped us. And data, data, and data. We love data as a digital-first brand. We have an exclusive data team, and their job is what is the conversion rates, what's your AOV, what's your your conversion rate, what's the top of the funnel. So it's like drilling down on every customer insight. So that's the advantage of having a digital presence also, right? Offline is the mandatory, especially for a business like us, but the digital first data helps us understand what's our customer persona, what are they looking for, and tailor our solutions accordingly. So those are some of the key things that I wanted to share. Of course, brand building, the mammoth task in today's competitive world. And here are some key strategies that has helped us. What's your value proposition to your customers? For example, the value proposition that we offer is experience home, right? That authentic homemade taste, just like your grandmother's preparation, is our value proposition. And that's why in our logo you would see a grandmother, lovely lady sitting, and she's called Janaki Party, by the way. So that's the experience of home that we wish to give. Experience goodness, as I said, no palm oil, no preservatives, and yet provide the freshest of the products. So experience goodness and experience culture. We do a lot of these events, like recently we did the Madras Utsav, where we had traditional games, we had people coming in for a kolam workshop where kids actually learn to do kolam. Then we had a cookery, we had a cookware brand that we had partnered with, and we promoted that product. So the idea is not just to take food, right? Take the entire culture of South India to the globe. There is so much of untold tales I strongly believe in. So that's why we have a community called as Dakshin Tales that we are building, where we do invite our customers for these events. We recently did a banana leaf event, right? What has sweet karam coffee to do with a banana leaf event, you may ask, but we actually told about how the ella saapadu eppadi parimarano adilanda aarambichu what does every product mean, and why that tradition, why the water is spilled on the banana leaf before the entire lunch event starts. So like that, we had around 250 odd customers who came in for the event, right? So we do a lot of this cultural events as well. So that's one of our value proposition why our customers love us. The next part that I wanted to share is responsible. What are the ESG factors? Today, consumer behavior is changing. Consumers are looking for a brand with a purpose. What are the environmental aspects? What are the sustainability aspects? You need to be telling that story as to your customers. People are looking for responsible brands and not just brands. So in our case, for example, we have adopted an entire village of farmers where they produce millets, and from millets we utilize their yield and we produce snacks. So for example, on our website we have a cholam mullu murukku, we have black rice murukku, we have a tuyamalli rice kara murukku. So we have helped these farmers grow along with us. The entire women and farmer empowerment is real, and we have helped them scale to a great level. So there is a lot of softer aspects and ESG aspects that you when you're starting out the brand, might want to keep sharing with your customers, and they come because not just for products, but products with a purpose. Experienceify. I think from Adobe, sir, you spoke about, the entire factor is about experience, right? That's something that we strongly believe in, and that's why in the first slide you would have seen experience South India. So what do we mean by experience, right? Right from the time the customer comes to us, from the point they see the ad to the time they come to the website. If you see our website, it's completely, I wanted to show that, that's not there unfortunately, but the entire is a mascot driven, it's a character sketch driven website, right? So from the time they come to the website, to the time they check out, to the order confirmations to receive, to the delivery, to the post delivery, everything is meticulously taken care of. For us, customer is our God. And customer is always right, customer is first, and customer first is everybody's business. That's the culture that we strongly promote in. And your love for customers will do the rest of the talking. Because according to data, almost 60% of our sales comes through word of mouth. So that's the, and not just that, as I pointed out, we're doing a lot of content and community marketing, which is also helping us scale phenomenally. I think I spoke about it, making retro the new cool and adopting an entire village of farmers. And so we like to be called as the trade tech brand. There is farm tech, there is agri-tech, there is all types of tech. Why not a trade tech, right? So that's something that we believed. Funds, I think enough has been spoken. There has been a lot of, somebody from the fintech background spoke on my behalf some time back. So we hit roadblockers as well. So banks were supportive until the initial part of the growth, but beyond that, thanks to us, we didn't have any collaterals, and thanks to us that we had a very asset-light model, and thanks to us, we had a beautiful cash flow model that we did not get funded further from the banks. I'm sorry, but that was the truth. So because we didn't get funded from the banks, we went from one place to the other. And then we approached revenue-based financing, who said, yes, your revenue top line is growing, but I give you at a 24% interest. We had to survive as a bootstrapped brand up to a certain point, and we said, yes, we'll go for a revenue-based financing, and we went till what we could. And that also hit a roadblock because we were burning some amount we had to burn. It's not easy. People ask, Haldiram's has built, and why not you guys can build? You are comparing a decades of year-old business with a brand that is trying to grow in the last 5 years. People don't understand, but yeah, that's never stopped us. And from there we went from angel, and today we are funded by some of the most very, very promising investors. And but I'm not saying that's the way, right? Bootstrapping is great. Bootstrapping is a choice that you could execute, right? It depends on certain n number of factors, the internal factors and external factors. Internally, like if you have the capital to scale, if your competition is not that much, if it's not a very capital intensive business, then great, Stay bootstrapped, keep growing, and all of that. For us, we needed external funds because we were hungry for growth. I have a very young team aspiring to make this as a 500 crore brand in years to come. So, we had to go fast and we had to scale. There was that thirst. But we are taking very, very calculated steps. But at the same time, bootstrapping is completely a subjective choice. And you, as founders, you need to decide at what point of time which firms to approach and what should be your pace of growth. So that's about identifying the right financing solution. And last but not the least, in terms of growth, there were just 3 key pointers that I wanted to share from our experience. Have a very clear go-to-market strategies. What I mean by that is this was something that we had done internally for a business plan. We actually prepared a 3-dimensional chart that shows how you're going to take your products, in which geographies you're going to take, which are the SKUs or which are the products that you're going to take, and which is the channel that you're going to adopt, right? I wish I had known this way earlier in my journey. I discovered this recently, but it's super important that you have a very, very clear go-to-market strategy. So you could do which products you're going to take, what price level you're going to take, how are you going to promote it, right? The 4 Ps, the price, product, the place, promotion. So if you could do the 4 Ps and map it to your geography, SKU, and channel. So what we have done is we have put this chart in our office where every employee needs to be aware of, what is the strategy ahead. That's something that we did, and it's really reaping benefits. And being on our toes, we made a mistake. Being present on a single channel has its disadvantages. It's not as rosy as I speak. There are blockers that we faced. During COVID, we got a Zoom, and then post-COVID, there was quite a bit of, I would say a plateau for some time. So just be aware on your toes. As a D2C brand, we realized a little late that we have to be an omni-channel D2C. That means you have to be on several other channels as well. So go deep on your GTM, find out which are your revenue streams beforehand, see what your competitors are doing, and it's all about survival of the fittest. And yeah, we follow the RPES model, which is the research, pilot, enter, and scale. So do your market research, but don't keep on doing only market research, right? There is put an end to it and do pilot. Because no matter what you research, at the end of the day, what an actual pilot can teach you, nothing else teaches. So please do pilot and enter, right? Enter with your activation plans, plan out what are your activation plans, and then scale. So this is the model that has really helped us, and I just wanted to share. So today is the day, and now is the time to take off. That's all from me, and thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity to be presenting.
It's an absolute pleasure listening to you, Nalini. You put it so nicely. Yeah. எனக்கு MSMEனா ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். ஃபஸ்ட்டு big companies have a purpose. அவங்க ஸ்கேல் பண்ணணும், ப்ராடக்டை கம்மியான ப்ராடக்டில் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணணும். அவங்க நிறையா MSME ஆன்சிலரிஸோட ஒர்க் பண்ணணும். அதனால் கஸ்டமர் வில் கெட் அ குட் குவாலிட்டி ப்ராடக்ட் அட் அ சீப்பஸ்ட் ப்ரைஸ். அது அவங்க குட் கம்பெனியோட பர்பஸ். MSMEயோட பர்பஸ் டு கிரியேட் ஹை குவாலிட்டி ஸ்டேபிள் ஜாப்ஸ். எ பிக் கம்பெனி cannot கிரியேட் மோர் ஜாப்ஸ். அவங்களோட வேலை டெக்னாலஜி, ஆட்டோமேஷன், அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய விஷயத்தை யூஸ் பண்ணுறதுனால தான் அவங்களுக்கு ஸ்கேல் கிடைக்கும்.
whereas a small company MSME உடைய இதுவே வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ஆன்சிலரியாகவும் சரி மற்ற மாதிரியான ப்ரொடக்ட்ஸ் பண்ணுறதுனால அவங்க they can really create high quality stable jobs. A government should look at MSME lot more sympathetically, not only as a commercial venture but also as a job creating entity, because what the world today requires is not the job seekers, job creators. இன்னைக்கு எம்எஸ்எம்இக்கு ஸ்பெஷலாக இன்னைக்கு பொன்னுசாமி சார் நிறையா பேசுனாங்க, கவர்மெண்ட் இஸ் டூயிங் தேட் திஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி சொன்னாங்க. பட் ஐ திங்க் இட் இஸ் நாட் சஃபிஷியன்ட். When we most needed, we were not being supported. That is the basic fact which we all face in front of us. அதை வந்து that is the elephant in the room. அந்த எலிஃபண்ட்டை நம்ம மிஸ் பண்ணிவிட்டு மற்றதை நம்ம வந்து பார்க்க முடியாது. I think it is very important that we can and we should address it at the appropriate forum. Second, my topic given to me is about the natural story. It is there in the web. I have spoken about it in 1001 forums. It's from a caterpillar to butterfly in சொல்லி ஒரு இது பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதில் நிறைய பேசியிருக்கேன் நான். I want to quickly share about them because most of them I'm meeting for the first time. Entrepreneurship is not, I'm not going to tell you paint a rosy picture or give you a formula of how to step by step become a successful entrepreneur, because both are unrealistic. Entrepreneurship is going from one failure to another without losing enthusiasm. அதுதான் entrepreneurship. அந்த அர்ச்சனையால் சாமிக்கு பெருமை, பிரச்சனையால் ஆசாமிக்கு பெருமை. எவ்வளோ பிரச்சனை நம்ம வடிவேலு சொல்கிற மாதிரி எவ்வளோ அடி வாங்குறாயா, அதில் தான் வந்து அந்த ஆண்டர்ப்ரனரோட பவரே வந்து இருக்குது. அந்த மாதிரியான வந்து உங்களுக்கு வந்து இது தட்ஸ் தி ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர்ஷிப். எஸ்பெஷலி வந்து ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர்ஷிப் ஜென்ரலாக பண்ணுறதுனாவே அவங்களுக்கு வந்து பெரிய அவார்டு கொடுக்கணும். இந்தியாவில் ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர்ஷிப் பண்ணுறவங்களுக்கு பாரத் ரத்னாவே கொடுத்துடணும். அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு கண்ட்ரி, அவ்வளோ ஒரு கவர்மெண்ட் இஸ் லுக்கிங் as if entrepreneurs are all frauds. The bureaucrats are looking at as if we are doing some underground activities. In the control system and the process in which they are looking at is as if we should be encouraged. In other countries, that is what is happening. In India, we are not encouraged. How many of us have got the guts to go to a police station? How many of us have got the guts to go to a government office and income tax office? Why are these people looking at as if they are one this thing? They are called public servants. In reality, is it so? So this is the reality in front of us. And that is the elephant in the room. The politicians only should be afraid of us. Actually, we are afraid of politicians. I really don't know. Election வரும்போது மட்டும் 5 வருஷத்துக்கு ஒரு முறை வராங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் பாக்கெட்டில் படத்தை வச்சுக்கிறாங்க, அவங்க நம்மளை பயமுடுத்துறாங்க. I think it's absolutely problem. Politics is not a bad place. It is filled by bad people. It is. Okay, I don't know that. Okay. எனக்கு தெரியாது, நான் இப்போ தான் கூப்பிட்டேன், இப்போ தான் பேச முடியும். எனக்கு எப்போ மைக் கொடுக்குறாங்களா? I'm not doing fair. I am talking my mind. Okay, see, I have when I am given, அதுதான் நான் பண்ண முடியும். Okay, you can have your views. There is absolutely no problem. He is my friend. So he can be my friend. I can have a different opinion, right? He can be my friend. I can have a different opinion, right? Okay, so that's the point what I am trying to say. What is the nothing great in this world can be made without infrastructure, and infrastructure cannot be made without money. Money can be made only by entrepreneurs. That is why I call entrepreneurs as the new age freedom fighters who will pull India from the shackles of poverty. நம்ம ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர்ஷிப்பை வந்து இன்றைக்கி வந்து ஒரு சினிமா நடிகைகளையும் பார்த்து ஹீரோஸ்ன்னு சொல்கிறோம். அவங்கள வந்து என்டர்டெய்னர்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்லணும். ஏன்னா நமக்கு ஏதாவது இதாக இருக்கும்போது நமக்கு ரிலாக்ஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கும் நம்மளை பண்ணுறதுக்கும் தான் அவங்க தேவை. ஒன்லி ஹீரோஸ் அண்ட் ஷீரோஸ் ஆர் ஒன்லி ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர்ஸ், because அவங்க தான் ஜாப் கிரியேட்டர்ஸ், அவங்க தான் நீட் ஃபார் தி வேர்ல்டு. தட் இஸ் வை ஐ ஹாவ் லாட் ஆஃப் ரெஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் ரிகார்ட்ஸ் ஃபார் MSME பீப்புள். நான் வந்து ஐ எம் ஃப்ரம் அ ஸ்மால் டவுன் கால் கடலூர். எங்களுடைய அப்பா தான் நான் பார்த்த முதல் ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர். அவருடைய பிரைமரி பிஸ்னஸ் இஸ் டு பை ஃபார்மா ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் இன் பல்க் அண்ட் புட் இட் இன் ஸ்மால் பாக்கெட்ஸ் அண்ட் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் டு மெடிக்கல் ஷாப்ஸ். He is a very innovative entrepreneur, always looking for new ideas. One day he was traveling to Singapore to attend an exhibition. He was carrying a Tata bottle shampoo in his suitcase. Fortunately for us and unfortunately for him, and the bottle odanji, entire dress was soiled. Instead of blaming the Tata bottle maker or the suitcase maker, he said, hey, here is a problem. Can I fix it and convert to an opportunity? And that's called entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is your ability to think different. Can you look at a problem and say, here is an opportunity? Then you are ready for entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is not about an MBA degree. It is not about having lakhs of money in your bank account. It is not about a Tata Birla surname. It's about your ability to think different. Remember, I told you my father bought pharma products in bulk and put it in small packets. He said, hey, why not I also pack shampoo in small packets? He made his own shampoo formulation. He made his own shampoo packing machine. He packed the India's first sachet shampoo and called it Velvet and launched it to the market. Last decade, India Today came out about an article about 50 revolutions which changed India after independence. My father's sachet innovation was number 8 in that. That was one of the most gratifying moments for us. He said something very interesting. He said, what a rich person is able to enjoy, the poor person should be able to afford. 90s, 70ஸ்லையும் 80ஸ்லையும் ஷாம்புனா வெறும் மேல்தட்டு மக்கள் மட்டுமே யூஸ் பண்ணுற பொருளாக இருந்தது. இன்றைக்கி பட்டி தொட்டி எல்லாம் ரீச் ஆகிருக்குன்னா அன்றைக்கி எங்கள் அப்பா போட்ட அந்த சீட் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். நீங்கள் வந்து ஒரு பொமக்ரானட் ஒரு மாதுளம்பழத்தை வாங்கி அதை உடைச்சிங்கன்னா அதில் எவ்வளோ சீடு இருக்குன்னு உங்களால் கவுண்ட் பண்ணிட முடியும். ஆனால் ஒரு சீடை நீங்கள் புதைச்சிங்கன்னா அதிலிருந்து எவ்வளோ மாதுளம்பழம் வரும்னு உங்களால் ஜட்ஜ் பண்ண முடியாது. That is the power of the seed, that is the power of the idea. He did something very interesting. He said his friends told him he should patent the idea. எங்கள் அப்பா சொன்னார் இதை பேட்டன்ட் பண்ணக்கூடாது, நிறைய ப்ராடக்ட் இந்தியாவுக்கு வந்து இந்த இதில் வேணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அதை பேட்டன் பண்ணாமல் விட்டது தான் இந்த சாஷே ரெவல்யூஷனுக்கு மிகப்பெரிய காரணமாக இருந்ததுன்னு சொல்லி நாங்கள் எப்போ பார்த்தாலும் இன்றைக்கி ஹேங்கிங் ஷாப்பாக இருக்கும்போது வேரியஸ் ப்ராடக்ட் இருக்கும்போது எல்லாம் பார்த்து we silently thank our father for A, revolutionizing, starting the sachet revolution, and B, for not patenting it. Second, I finished my college and I joined my eldest brother, Dr. C.K. Rajkumar. I worked with him for 3 years. நான் ஒரு யங் ரெஸ்ட்லெஸ் ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர். எப்போ பார்த்தாலும் புது ஐடியாவை சொல்லிட்டு இருப்பேன். இன்ஸ்டெட் ஆஃப் எங்கள் அண்ணா வந்து இன்ஸ்டெட் ஆஃப் அக்செப்டிங் தி ஐடியா அவர் சொல்லுவார், நீ ரொம்ப சின்ன பையன் ஓவராக பேசுகிறேன்னு. இன் லைஃப் யூ காட் 2 choice. You can discuss or you can decide. People who discuss don't decide, and people who decide don't discuss. I decided to start my own business. That is the starting point. இன்றைக்கி வந்து எங்கள் அண்ணா கிட்டேருந்து ஒரே ஒரு லெசன் தான் கிடச்சிது. தட்ஸ் வாட் இஸ் மை பிஸ்னஸோடைய ஃபார்முலா. He said, in life if you want to be successful, be unreasonable. Be unreasonable. A reasonable man adapts himself to the world. An unreasonable man makes the world adapt to him. So all the progress in this world is made by unreasonable people, period. Rain fills the size of the vessel you carry. Keep a spoon outside, it will fill a spoon, a tumbler outside, a bucket outside, a river outside, a ocean outside. What is the size of your dream? Do you want to make lakh of rupees a month? Do you want to make 3 lakh a month? Do you want to make 10 lakhs? Do you want to be the best in Chennai? Do you want to be the best in your industry? Do you want to be the best in India? Or do you want to leave a mark? What is the size of your dream? It takes as much time and energy to lead an ordinary life as it takes to lead an extraordinary life. Might as well lead an extraordinary life. There is a beautiful scene in the movie called Pursuit of Happiness. In that, the father, Will Smith, will get a basketball gift to his son. Next day morning, the father and the son will get into the basketball court. This young kid will dribble and try to shoot the ball. The ball will not get into the basket. The father will scream, hey boy, you can't shoot now, you need to grow, don't try. And he will walk out of the court. This young boy will again dribble and shoot the ball will get into the basket. The father will come into the court and put his arm around the shoulder and tell this little boy, just because the world thinks they cannot, they will tell you you cannot. If you have a dream, go ahead and shoot it. Do not listen to this world. It takes as much time and energy to lead an ordinary life as it takes to lead an extraordinary life. I want to close my talk with one thing which happened to my thing. Is one day my sister came into my room and she told one line which changed my life. After that, she told me that you are responsible for your life and your own success. Till such time, I believed my parents are responsible for my life, my brothers are responsible for my life, my spouse is responsible for my life, my friends and well-wishers are responsible for my life, God is responsible for my life, government is responsible for my life, astrology chart is responsible for my life. I never realized I am responsible for my own life and my own success. There's a beautiful statue called David in Italy. The visitors used to marvel at that statue. And the background story is, go back to 500 years. There is a 18 feet marble block, which the museum official showed to all the sculptors of that time, including the famed Leonardo da Vinci, and he told that, can you do something with that? Everybody looked at and they told it is flawed and useless. It is flawed and useless. Fast forward another 300 years, next superstar of sculpting industry, Michelangelo, and he saw that and he started commission the work, and the work is David. While he was working, one boy rushed to him and asked him, hey, what are you doing? You are hitting the stone with your hammer and chisel. Michelangelo told, there is an angel inside. I'm trying to reveal that angel to this world. Within each one of you, there is an angel. Your life journey is to reveal that angel to this world. There are two important days in everyone's life. First, the day you are born. The second, the day you realize why you are born. Sooner the second realization comes in each of your life. The life for you and the life around you will change. Even if the whole world believes in you, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody can help you. On the contrary, even if whole world doesn't believe in you, if you start believing in yourself, nobody can stop you. Quality of your painting is the responsibility of the painting, no blaming allowed. Quality of the sculpture is the responsibility of the sculptor. Quality of your life is your responsibility. Take the life from the world and start painting your own picture, and that's your gift to this world. Wishing you all the best. Together, let us build a beautiful India. Thank you and best wishes.
Thank you, Mr. Bhaskaran. That was really a quick, short note. On this, we come to the end of the Chennai edition of the ET Make in India MSME Regional Summit 2023. Thank you all our esteemed speakers, audience, partners, and to our participants who represent the thriving Tamil Nadu MSME ecosystem. I'm your host, Jyoti Kriplani, signing off for the afternoon. Thank you, Nandri, Shukriya, Dhanyavad.